Experts tell us that to be the most effective people we can be, we all need 1 to 5 adults who are not in our lives, people who are a little older than us, to be mentors, to be surrogate family, to guide us in some way. 1 to 5, the more, the better. And in today's scripture, we see this echoed in the biblical story. Now there's some irony. We see that Moses is trying to do this all alone when even God calls Moses to help. Even God doesn't try to do the whole Exodus alone. But there's Moses guiding people through the wilderness, trying to settle disputes, trying to make sure everybody has what they need, trying to get them where they're going, trying to be a spiritual leader, a community organizer, and also be talking to God and figure out their own plan. Jethro is Moses' father-in-law and cares enough to speak some truth and with some directness to Moses. They sit down and have a conversation. Jethro says, "You can't keep doing this. You're going to burn yourself out, Moses. You can't do it alone. It's not good for you, and it's not good for your people." How do you do at delegating, at asking for help? How are you at letting others in? How many mentors do you have? Who can you talk to about complicated questions? Who do you trust with your worries, your fears, your doubts, your lack of knowledge on something? Or do you just Google it and hope for the best? This text is also about setting boundaries, recognizing we can't be all things to all people. Jethro tells Moses, you can't solve every problem for everyone. Delegate it. Let other people do it. Trust that others are doing it. This is not all about you. Some of you are turning and looking at somebody else on staff who is the do-it-all person. Those may be the all-stars among us, but they also might be the quickest burnt out among us. They might be faking how they're doing it at this point of the summer. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Reach out to older staff, those who are experienced, or people who've just seen the world differently than you. Find ways to lean on each other and trust each other. You're worth it. Of course, all of this assumes that we're going to be okay receiving words of correction, suggestions on how we could do it better. And some of us don't seem wired to be corrected or have received suggestions. How open are you to somebody saying, have you thought about doing it this way? Are you ready for someone to share truth with you, to not feel like someone's putting you down? Can you hear another way of doing it, a suggestion, without taking a hit to your self-esteem? It's hard for some of us, especially if we've done it a long time. We have to find that balance between a boundary where we take care of ourselves and vulnerability where we invite in the words of those we trust. Now, this isn't saying you need to pass off all your work to your campers and delegate everything to where you don't do anything all week so that you can spend all your time figuring out how you grow. There's a balance in all of this. We all have gifts to give. We can all support each other in the work we're doing. We can all mentor and be mentored. We can live in community together. Part of what we learn as a camp community, part of what God is teaching us, is to listen to God speaking through those around us and to learn to listen. Listen for God's voice from those correcting us, those challenging us, those affirming us, and to imagine we have something to share as well.